For generations, Hollywood has portrayed an image of absolute perfection: flawless skin, symmetrical bodies, and magazine-worthy looks. We've grown up thinking that's the standard everyone must meet. But have you ever stopped to consider if the stars you admire really match that image beneath the surface? Behind the red carpet smiles and polished photos, many celebrities were born with rare physical traits or unexpected conditions. From action icons who overcame facial paralysis to glamorous models who don't have belly buttons, their real stories challenge what society calls perfection. If one of these stories surprises you, don't forget to leave a comment and share your thoughts. Ashton Kutcher. Hollywood star Ashton Kutcher carries with him a rare physical feature that most people never notice at first glance. He was born with a condition called syndactyly, where the second and third toes on each foot are joined together by a thin layer of skin. While this might seem unusual to some, Ashton has always approached it with humor and confidence. He first revealed his unique toes during a talk show appearance in 2008. With a big smile, he took off his shoes and socks in front of a live audience and laughed along with the crowd. Instead of hiding the difference, he made it a light-hearted moment, showing the world that he was completely comfortable in his own skin. Although surgery could separate the toes, Ashton never felt the need. To him, they're simply a part of who he is. He's never let them hold him back, either personally or professionally. In fact, his relaxed and self-assured attitude sends a powerful message. Real confidence isn't about looking perfect, it's about accepting and embracing what makes you unique. Ashton's openness reminds us all that beauty in Hollywood doesn't have to mean flawless. Sometimes it's the small differences that make someone unforgettable. Karolina Kurkova. Karolina Kurkova, one of the world's top supermodels, has a unique physical feature that not everyone notices immediately. She doesn't have a visible belly button. This unusual trait caught public attention during a 2008 fashion show when fans realized her midsection looked different. The absence of a belly button is the result of a surgery performed shortly after birth due to a medical complication. Despite being in an industry that often obsesses over perfection, Karolina has never let this distinction hold her back. Instead, she continues to grace magazine covers and walk the world's top runways. Rather than hide it, she embraces her difference with confidence. Her success proves that beauty doesn't have to fit a narrow mold. Karolina's story reminds us that even in high fashion, what sets you apart can be your greatest strength. Megan Fox. Megan Fox, known for her beauty and roles in Transformers, has a rare condition affecting her thumbs. Called brachydactyly type D, it results in thumbs that appear shorter and wider than average. Only about 0.5% of the population has this trait, and it often sparks conversation when close-up images of her hands are shared online. Despite the attention, Megan has never been bothered by it. She has even joked about having killer thumbs and laughed that people should watch out if they upset her. Her humor shows that she's always taken pride in her differences. Megan has also spoken openly about living with body dysmorphia, a condition that causes someone to obsess over perceived flaws in their appearance. Though widely seen as stunning, she has admitted to struggling with self-image. Her honesty helps others realize that even the most admired faces have insecurities, and that embracing one's uniqueness is part of true self-love. Harry Styles. Harry Styles has a rare physical feature that sets him apart, though many might not notice it right away. He was born with a condition called supernumerary nipples, which means he has 4 instead of 2. The extra 2 are smaller and located just beneath the usual ones. Rather than shy away from this, Harry has always addressed it with ease and humor. In a 2017 interview when the topic came up, he confirmed it casually and even joked about their placement, making the audience laugh. It became a fun, lighthearted moment that only added to his charm. This condition develops during the early stages of pregnancy, when nipple-forming cells multiply beyond the usual. Though uncommon, it poses no health risks. Fans have embraced this part of Harry, with some even creating fan art and merchandise celebrating it. Harry's willingness to show his true self, often performing shirtless and unbothered, has made him a symbol of body confidence. By embracing what makes him different, he challenges traditional beauty standards and encourages others to love their uniqueness. Christopher Walken. Christopher Walken, one of Hollywood's most distinctive actors, has a small scar on his upper lip that many assume came from an injury or surgery. In truth, the scar is the result of a mild congenital condition known as a cleft lip. His case is among the least severe forms, leaving only a subtle mark without any major health or developmental concerns. Though minor, this scar has become a recognizable part of his face and adds to his unique charm. It has never held him back. In fact, it may have even contributed to his unforgettable presence on screen. Dan Aykroyd. Comedy icon Dan Aykroyd, best known for Ghostbusters and Saturday Night Live, was born with webbed toes, a condition called syndactyly, where two or more toes are fused together. While this trait has no real impact on daily life, it adds to the list of unique characteristics that make him memorable. Beyond that, Aykroyd was also diagnosed with both Tourette's syndrome and Asperger's syndrome during childhood. These conditions presented challenges but also shaped his creative mind. In fact, he has credited aspects of his Asperger's as inspiration for the quirky and brilliant characters he created, Ghostbusters included. Though he rarely discusses his webbed toes, Aykroyd has never let any of these differences hold him back. He went on to co-write and star in comedy classics like The Blues Brothers and Trading Places, and even co-founded the House of Blues. His journey proves that individuality isn't a limitation, it's a driving force behind greatness. Joaquin Phoenix. Joaquin Phoenix has a faint scar between his lip and nose that's often mistaken for a surgical mark. In reality, it's the result of a mild form of cleft lip, a condition developed in the womb. Unlike more severe cases, his didn't require major medical intervention and left only a subtle trace. Rather than cover it up, Joaquin embraced the mark as a part of who he is. Over the years, it's become a unique feature that adds to his expressive range on screen. Especially in emotionally intense roles like the Joker, this scar has become almost symbolic, reinforcing the depth of his characters and making them all the more compelling. Jessica Alba. Jessica Alba may be celebrated today as a successful actress and entrepreneur, but few are aware of the health battles she endured during her childhood. From a young age, she struggled with chronic asthma and frequent pneumonia, sometimes falling ill 4 to 5 times each year. At just 11 years old, she faced not one but 2 episodes of lung collapse, requiring multiple hospital stays and painful surgeries. These experiences left her feeling isolated from her peers, as she spent more time recovering than playing or socializing. Yet through that loneliness, Jessica developed an incredible inner strength. At the age of 13, she took on her first acting role in Camp Nowhere, finding comfort and purpose in performing. Her past hardships also shaped her future. In 2011, she co-founded The Honest Company, driven by a desire to make safe, non-toxic products for families, especially for children dealing with health concerns like she once did. Jessica's journey is not just about overcoming illness, it's about transforming pain into purpose. Today, she stands as a powerful symbol of resilience. Her story proves that adversity doesn't have to hold you back. Instead, it can become the very fuel that propels you forward to help others. Daryl Hannah. Daryl Hannah, known for her memorable performances in Splash and Blade Runner, faced significant challenges early in life. Diagnosed with autism at the age of 5, she grew up during a time when little was understood about the condition. Doctors warned her mother that Daryl might never lead a typical life, but her mother chose instead to raise her with unwavering support and love. As a child, Daryl often displayed repetitive movements like rocking, known as stimming, and found it difficult to connect with other children. She was teased for being different, and it wasn't easy. Yet over time, she found her own way to cope with her struggles, and acting became a meaningful outlet. Through performance, she discovered a way to express herself and build a career that eventually made her one of the brightest stars of the 1980s. Despite her fame, Daryl disliked the spotlight. She avoided red carpets, interviews, and publicity whenever she could. For much of her career, she kept her autism private, but in 2013, she made the decision to speak out, hoping to show others with autism that they weren't alone. Since then, she's become a passionate advocate for awareness, inspiring countless people by showing that you can succeed while staying true to who you are. Michael Berryman. Michael Berryman's life began with circumstances unlike most. He was born with ectodermal dysplasia, a rare condition that affects only about 1 in every 177,000 people. As a result, Michael has no hair, teeth, fingernails, or sweat glands. His appearance, shaped by this condition, is instantly recognizable and truly one of a kind. It is believed that this disorder may be linked to his father's exposure to radiation during a military assignment in Hiroshima and Nagasaki following World War II. Michael entered the world with 26 different congenital anomalies, yet he displayed incredible determination from a young age. Teased and bullied throughout childhood, he didn't let bitterness consume him. Instead, he learned to rise above cruelty with inner strength and grace. Interestingly, acting was never his original plan. In 1973, while browsing at a gift shop in Venice, California, he caught the eye of producer George Pal. That chance meeting led to a role in Doc Savage, The Man of Bronze, and launched a film career spanning over 100 appearances, including One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest and Weird Science. Michael Berryman transformed what many saw as a limitation into a powerful trademark. His story reminds us that uniqueness, when embraced, can open unexpected doors and inspire millions along the way. Forest Whitaker. Forest Whitaker, one of Hollywood's most respected actors, is known for his distinct appearance, particularly one eyelid that naturally droops. This condition, called ptosis, was inherited from his father. Though some might consider it a flaw, Whitaker has never tried to change it. Instead of opting for surgery, he chose to embrace this feature as a natural part of his identity. That drooping eyelid has become a defining trait, adding complexity and depth to many of his roles. It enhances the mystery and gravity of his performances, especially in emotionally demanding characters like the one in The Last King of Scotland. Whitaker's decision to accept, rather than alter, what makes him unique speaks volumes about his confidence and character. In an industry where appearance often takes center stage, he stands as an example of authenticity. His story reminds us that sometimes what sets us apart can be the very thing that elevates us. Sylvester Stallone. Sylvester Stallone's story began with a struggle from the very first moments of his life. He was born with a facial nerve condition that left part of his face paralyzed, affecting both his appearance and his speech since childhood. These challenges gave him a unique look and manner of speaking that would one day become his trademark. Despite these difficulties, Stallone developed a remarkable inner strength. A teacher once told his mother that he would never do more than manual labor, perhaps operating an elevator or working with machines. Instead of accepting that fate, Stallone used those words as motivation, determined to prove people wrong. He began working out to build his confidence and health, but his journey was never easy. In the early 1970s, Stallone found himself facing financial hardship, even experiencing homelessness. Acting opportunities were scarce as directors struggled to see past his slurred speech and unusual features. Just when things looked darkest, inspiration struck. After watching a famous boxing match between Muhammad Ali and Chuck Wepner, Stallone wrote the screenplay for Rocky in just 3 days. When Rocky debuted in 1976, it became an instant hit, earning critical acclaim and connecting with audiences everywhere. Stallone not only played the lead role but also received Oscar nominations for both writing and acting, a remarkable feat, considering that producers originally didn't want him in the film at all. Through Rocky, Stallone shared the message that perseverance and courage can overcome even the greatest odds. His own journey from an outcast to a Hollywood legend has inspired millions. Stallone's legacy is proof that setbacks and differences can be transformed into sources of strength and resilience. The world remembers him not just as an action star, but as a symbol of never giving up. Elizabeth Taylor. Elizabeth Taylor is remembered not only for her legendary beauty, but also for her remarkable strength in the face of adversity. Famous for her violet-colored eyes, she became a cinematic icon. Yet behind that flawless appearance was a body that endured chronic struggles. Taylor was born with a rare genetic mutation called dystichiasis, which caused her to have a double row of eyelashes. Though this gave her a captivating look, it also led to medical issues, including eye irritation and heart complications. Additionally, she suffered from scoliosis, a curvature of the spine that caused her chronic pain throughout her life. In 2004, she underwent a complex surgery to treat 7 fractures in her spine. While the procedure provided some relief, the discomfort never fully disappeared. Despite the pain and ongoing health challenges, Taylor continued to work, to inspire, and to live life on her terms. Her resilience was as admired as her beauty. Publicly, she faced scrutiny over her relationships and health, but she remained dignified and strong. Elizabeth Taylor's life stands as a reminder that grace and vulnerability can exist together, and that true beauty often lies in the ability to persevere. Her legacy lives not only in film history but also in her courage to be human in a world that expected perfection. Jono Lancaster. Jono Lancaster stands as a global symbol of strength and compassion. Born with Treacher-Collins syndrome, a rare genetic condition affecting the development of facial bones, Jono faced rejection and ridicule from a young age. But instead of letting this define him, he chose a different path. Jono has used his personal journey to uplift and inspire others. He frequently speaks at events and schools, sharing his story to raise awareness and promote kindness. His message is clear: our value isn't determined by how we look, but by how we treat others and face challenges. Through his work, Jono has touched the lives of many, offering hope to those who feel unseen or misunderstood. He continues to break barriers, reminding the world that beauty comes in many forms. His story is a powerful reminder that true strength is found not in appearance, but in resilience and love. Peter Dinklage. Standing at just 4 feet 5 inches, Peter Dinklage has lived much of his life navigating a world that often fails to accept differences. As a child, he struggled with anger and frustration, often feeling judged by the way others looked at him. But over time, he learned that other people's perceptions didn't define his worth, and that realization became the foundation of his resilience. Peter's passion for acting began early. At just 5 years old, he was already on stage in a school play. After earning a degree in drama in college, he committed fully to his dream of acting. However, breaking into Hollywood proved challenging, as many roles offered to someone of his stature were rooted in stereotypes. Peter made a conscious decision to turn down roles that reduced him to a cliché. He wanted complex, authentic characters. His breakthrough came in 2003 with The Station Agent, a role not written specifically for a person with dwarfism. The film showed that Peter could carry a story with depth and nuance. Later, his portrayal of Tyrion Lannister in Game of Thrones catapulted him to global recognition. He showed that talent has no height requirement and that true character comes from within. Peter's journey proves that when you remain true to yourself and challenge norms, you don't just succeed, you redefine the narrative for everyone watching. Gaten Matarazzo. Gaten Matarazzo was born with cleidocranial dysplasia, CCD, a rare genetic disorder that affects the development of bones and teeth. Due to this condition, he was born without collarbones, and his teeth grew much more slowly than usual. Throughout his life, Gaten has undergone several surgeries to manage the effects of CCD. Yet despite these physical challenges, he never allowed them to limit his potential. His positive mindset and unwavering determination became key to not only overcoming obstacles but also shaping his path as an actor. He gained international recognition through his role as Dustin in Stranger Things, a character who also lives with CCD. This casting choice added authenticity and visibility to the condition, allowing audiences to connect more deeply with the story and the character. Gaten has become a vocal advocate for awareness about CCD. He works closely with the organization CCD Smiles, which supports individuals living with the condition. In 2019, he opened up on social media about one of his own surgeries, using his platform to educate and uplift others facing similar challenges. By sharing his story so openly, Gaten encourages others to embrace what makes them unique. He shows that differences are not weaknesses, they are part of what makes us who we are. Through both his performance and advocacy, Gaten proves that authenticity and courage can turn a challenge into a superpower. Gemma Arterton. From the moment she was born, Gemma Arterton carried with her a story of uniqueness. She was born with a rare condition called polydactyly, which gave her 6 fingers on each hand. Interestingly, this trait ran in her family. Both her father and grandfather had the same condition. The extra digits were small and made of soft tissue, and doctors removed them shortly after her birth. But Gemma never saw it as something to be ashamed of. Instead, she often referred to it as one of her quirks and embraced it as part of what made her different. She even joked that having extra fingers might have helped her text faster or play guitar better. Along with that, she was also born with one flat ear, another detail that contributed to her feeling different during childhood. Despite these differences, Gemma never let them stand in her way. Growing up in a working-class family, she worked hard and earned a place at the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art, RADA, a significant achievement. Her big break came in 2008 when she starred as Agent Fields in the James Bond film Quantum of Solace, launching her into international fame. Since then, Gemma has been vocal about embracing her individuality. She's used her platform to encourage others to love their imperfections and see them as strengths. In a world obsessed with appearance, Gemma's journey reminds us that what makes us different can also be our greatest asset and the source of true confidence. Thank you for watching my video. There are many other interesting things in the next videos. Please look forward to it. Thank you and goodbye, confidence.